Which of the following is a quadratic function? So in order to answer a question like this, we really need to understand the notation of a quadratic function, right? The quadratic function looks something like this, where we have some coefficient a times x squared plus some coefficient b multiplied by x plus some coefficient c. Now what's absolutely necessary is that we have an x squared term somewhere, okay? That's absolutely essential. In other words, the a value cannot be equal to 0, because if a is 0, this whole thing just goes away. It turns out that the rest of this is kind of extra information, more or less. A quadratic function doesn't really have to have all of these pieces to it, but what must be present is something that looks like this, where a is not 0. So we can kind of go through our choices and see which of these functions matches that. The first function here I notice has an x cubed in it. No good. Quadratic functions can only go up to x squared, so this is out. The next function I'm going to look at is 2x squared minus 3. That looks actually pretty good. Here I actually have my a and then x squared. And it turns out that I don't have any bx term in it. There is no other x term in there. And I just have some constant on the outside. So this is looking good so far. I'm going to just continue down the list. The next function I see is 14x minus 25. And I don't see any x squared here. There is no squared term. This is actually a linear function. Okay, if we were to graph that, you would have some straight line that might look something like that. Okay, so that's not going to work. And then last but not least, we have our 22x plus 4x. We would probably want to simplify this a little bit. So if there's any kind of simplification you can do, I would do that before we make a determination. And it turns out that we can combine these two terms because they are alike and they have the same base. So that's going to be a 26x. And again, though, it's not squared. It's just 26x. So that kind of really, that's probably not the answer. So we really see that our answer here is going to be the 2x squared minus 3. We'll see you in the next video.
For more practice and for more fun, go to glazersguide.com.
And for more practice and for more fun, come on, go to glazersguide.com.